So, what's the future of work? What is the best way to get the most out of your employees? Is it hybrid? Is it remote? Or is it going back to the office? Rise and shine, leaders. This is Glen Guyton, your cultural futurist, equipping organizations with effective strategies to foster a culture of innovation, reduce workplace stress, and elevate team performance. It's time for our executive coffee break. I have my beverage in hand. I hope you have yours too. They say you can't choose your family, but you can choose your workplace culture and your beverage. Leadership matters, so you might as well get good at it. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. Well, today I want to talk about the way we work. And there's a big debate on what's the most effective way to work as a team. Of course, after the global pandemic, remote work has become a thing. But I came across an interesting article. I will put the link in the description. And the article says Gen Xers and Boomers are giving up on hybrid work. They're either all in or out on the office. And so, very interesting article, really got me thinking, because I've worked with a number of my clients who are saying, hey, people need to come into the work. We have this hybrid workplace. We're no longer doing 100% remote, but we're going to have a hybrid workplace. So what's working? And just really interesting that this article comes out and says that Gen Xers, my generation, and baby boomers, so the older workers, are saying, hey, either we're coming to the office or we're staying at home. We don't like this hybrid stuff. But for many people, and again, I'll let you read the article, for many people, hybrid work has become the preferred schedule from both the company perspective and the employee perspective. It's a compromise between, what we had during the pandemic, like we're all working from home, and what people desire, what organizations desires, even what municipalities desire. One of the cities that I've worked with said they really encourage businesses to send people back at least a couple of days a week to the downtown area. Why? Not because it's necessarily more productive, but they want those businesses to bring people back so that the supporting businesses like restaurants and things like that can thrive. So it's more of an economic reason for the city versus the productivity of the organization. And so it's just something to think about. And how are we making these decisions? There's a lot of data out here, so I would encourage you to read the article to do a deeper dive. We're not going to do that during our small amount of time that we have here. There's some data out here. The article talks about a LinkedIn survey, also data from McKinsey, and also from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. But it seems to be between 16 and 18% of people are doing some type of remote / hybrid work. But what works for you? I think it's important that you think about the type of workplace that you have and the needs of your team, but also, think about the benefits of in office versus remote work versus hybrid work, and what mix works best for you. I think the key is, and I'm going to just give you 5 things to think about as you decide about your work model. Of course, if you're in a factory or something, you can't bring the factory home. So this is really more for white collar type of jobs, things that you can just do at a computer all day long. So number 1, just 5 things I want you to think about. And I think that the key to this is flexibility. I think we have to have flexibility. So number 1, balancing productivity and flexibility. Hybrid work models offer perfect balance between productivity and flexibility. This setup allows employees to leverage the benefits of remote work, such as reduced commuting time and better work-life balance, while also maintaining the in-person collaboration and culture that office work provides. For leaders, this means higher employee satisfaction and retention. I think we just need to be flexible. There's no reason why we have to have an 8-hour day, 40-hour work week, 52 weeks out of the year. There's really no data that's going to support that that's more effective than you working in the office 3 days a week or 2 days a week. There are some times when you just need to put your head down and get your work done. And so don't get hung up on what we did in the past just because we did it in the past. But think about the benefit to your employees, to you, the time that they save from commuting, the expense that they save from commuting. So be flexible. Whatever model you come up with, be flexible, and hybrid is kind of, again, the best of both worlds. Number 2, attracting top talent. Adopting a hybrid work model can be a strategic advantage in attracting and retaining top talent, particularly among millennials and Gen Z who prioritize flexibility. So now the article talks about Gen X and baby boomers. They want either or. Why is that? And I heard the writer of the article talking on the radio about this. But one of the reasons is that Gen Xers and baby boomers are pretty much established, right? We're older workers. We're established. We don't want flexibility. I bought a house in the suburbs. I want to stay in my house in the suburbs. The interest rate is high. I don't want to move. And so in 2018, you let me work remotely. I want to continue to work remotely. That's some of the reason that I think that the older generations don't want as many options because they're already settled. They've decided what they want. And for whatever reason, either or works for them. Now, millennials, Gen Z, maybe still have some flexibility. They're not as established. They want options, right? They want to be able to pick and choose. And what works for them in the summer may not work for them in the fall. I work with a lot of millennials who are, in that age where they have young kids. My kids are grown, so I don't need as much flexibility for my job as I want flexibility for myself, or I want to make my own decision. Millennials, younger workers may need more flexibility from their job because they're more restricted in their family life of what they can and can't do. In some sense, that's a lot there, but you hopefully you understand what I'm saying. And so, number 3, enhancing employment engagement and well-being. Hybrid work schedules contribute significantly to employee well-being by providing the autonomy to choose where they work best. This autonomy can lead to increased job satisfaction, reduced burnout, and a stronger sense of work-life balance. As a result, companies can expect to see enhanced employee engagement and overall productivity. One of the things I would encourage, though, if you're going to do the hybrid work, is just set some expectations. I saw a video on TikTok or something, and I don't even know if this is true, but it was a team that allowed hybrid work. They allowed remote work, and they had a Zoom meeting. And during the Zoom call, one of the employees was getting her nails done. So she was at the spa on the call with her boss, with her hand in the little juice that you put your hands in when you get your nails done, the soap or water, whatever that stuff is. So she had her hands in there, and she was on the meeting. Now, was that a good idea? No, because you're doing something and you're not fully engaged in the work that you're doing. So I don't know if you're, in this sense, if she was really engaged, but have some rules and maybe set up some protocols for people that don't know the office rules because they can get themselves in trouble. Some people can't handle the freedom and flexibility, or they don't know your expectations. So be clear about your expectations. Like, yeah, you can work remotely during business hours. We expect you to be fully present. We expect you to be working at your stuff. We don't want you shopping, or we don't want you at the nail salon, especially not during a Zoom call. If you have to go run an errand, that's fine, but make sure it's not during the times when we want you fully engaged and fully present. So you may have to set some clear expectations, especially for younger people, younger workers that did not grow up knowing all of the office politics. So if you are a baby boomer boss or a Gen X boss and you have all these expectations and all these rigid rules in your mind, make sure you put them on paper and talk about these things with your more flexible, younger workforce. If you are struggling to enhance your team performance, to build trust, download the free 10-tip sample of the art of harmonious trust and discover how harmonious trust unlocks your team's potential. You know, I want you to be able to build psychological safety, foster open communication, and to discover a shared purpose for your team. And if you're looking for more, up level with the full 52-tip guide on Amazon for complete transformation of your organization. Download that free preview today. I'll put the information in the description. All right. Number 4, navigating the return to office push. In the current climate, many companies are pushing for a return to the office. You know, and I mentioned that for a number of reasons. People think it's going to be more productive. Some people don't know how to act. They're at the nail salon or getting their hair cut or whatever. They're doing all these different kind of crazy things. They're out playing baseball or something. I don't know. And so people are saying, hey, come back. The cities, municipalities are pushing folks to come back to the office to make money for the city. So the hybrid work opportunity can kind of be a solution that meets the needs of the employees and the employee preferences. So, you know, maybe it's 2 days a week in office. Maybe it's 3 days a week in office. You figure out what works for you. Some high-profile companies like Microsoft and Google have successfully implemented hybrid models, setting a precedent that can be followed to maintain a competitive edge in the workplace. And that's what we want to do. We want to make sure we're being productive, but we're also have to be concerned about talent, right? You got to have people, and people are going to go to the workplace that really fits their needs. Again, the Great Resignation wasn't really the Great Resignation. It was the Great Reshuffling. And people are going to go to the place that provides them the things that they need. And number 5, when you make these decisions, make sure these decisions are data-driven. The preference for hybrid work is backed by data from various surveys and studies. Again, read the article that I'm connecting with in the description. Read that article and make your own decision. One Gallup poll shows that 50% of employees in remote capable jobs are in hybrid roles. So again, people want some flexibility. It seems like younger workers, according to this article, want the hybrid, not necessarily just the remote or 100% remote or 100% in the office. And hey, one of the things that you can probably hype up is that, hey, younger people, younger workers, where are you going to meet people if you don't meet them through some type of work connection? I think that's a big bonus of coming together. I do think that we need to work together from time to time. 100% remote does lead to, I think, some challenges with team dynamics, but 100% in the office just doesn't make sense anymore. It really just doesn't make sense anymore with all this technology and things that we have. We're more connected than ever. We just need to be connected in the right way. So think about these things. Get some data on what works and what's effective. Read that article that I attached, and hopefully that'll help you make the right decision for your workplace. So as we close, let's not forget that better leaders get better results. So to every one of you leading the charge for a more supportive and engaging workplace, I leave you with this. Stay bold, stay inspired, and remember that your actions today shape the culture of tomorrow. My name is Glen Guyton. You all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.